Listen closely, because what I'm about to share could save you years of confusion, heartbreak, and wasted time. I've studied human behavior, classical wisdom, and relationship dynamics for over a decade, and there are 5 phrases that, when a man uses them, expose his intentions more clearly than almost anything else. Ignore them, and it's like ignoring a smoke alarm in your own home. These aren't casual red flags. They're subtle language patterns, manipulative tactics disguised as normal talk. And once you learn them, you can't unknow them. Stay with me until the end, because the 5th one is the quietest and the most dangerous. Most women miss it completely. Before we start, there's one truth you need to hold. Most women have been trained to give people the benefit of the doubt, to see potential instead of reality, to forgive instead of protect. That conditioning blunts our ability to spot emotional predators, people who use words to test boundaries, lower standards, and make you doubt your worth. Ancient teachings remind us that words carry energy. When someone speaks to you, they're not just sharing facts. They're pouring their inner state into your field. That's why conversations can leave you feeling exhausted, fuzzy, or off balance. Even when nothing obvious happened, your intuition picked up on something. Your mind tried to explain it away. What I'm teaching you today is a kind of energetic self-defense. The man you choose affects more than your romantic life. He influences your career, your friendships, your family ties, your finances, and even your health. Choose poorly, and you'll spend years repairing the damage. Choose well, or learn to walk away from the wrong ones quickly, and you make space for something real and sustaining. When a man tells you that you're too sensitive, he's not offering feedback. He's testing whether you'll shrink to make him comfortable. This phrase tries to make you mistrust your own feelings, to second-guess your instincts. A partner who values you will listen. He'll ask questions. He'll try to understand, even when he doesn't agree. Dismissing your emotions as too much is a power move. It trains you to mute yourself, to hide your needs, and eventually to doubt your inner compass. Long term, that creates a quiet erosion of confidence. People who survive that pattern often have to relearn how to feel and trust themselves again. That's not growth. That's damage. Honor your sensitivity. It's emotional intelligence, not weakness. Honesty shouldn't be a license for cruelty. When someone says, "I'm just being honest," after making a needless, cutting remark, they're using truth as a weapon. Real candor is offered with care. It's intended to help, not to wound. Hiding behind honesty lets someone avoid responsibility for their meanness, and makes you feel like you should be grateful for the pain. A loving person speaks truth with compassion. A manipulator uses honesty to justify tearing you down. Don't confuse bluntness with bravery. Kindness matters. Labeling boundaries as controlling is classic gaslighting. When you clearly state a need, like asking someone to call if they'll be late, or saying you won't tolerate disrespectful language, and he calls that control, he's trying to make you stop asking for what you need. Boundaries are not demands. They are simple, honest statements about what makes you feel safe and respected. A healthy partner welcomes those cues, because boundaries create the conditions for real intimacy. If someone fights your boundaries, they're signaling that your comfort is secondary to their convenience. That's not a partner. It's a person who wants access to you without the responsibility of care. This one is insidious because it's wrapped in plausible honesty. He says, "I'm not ready," but his actions tell a different story. Constant texts, regular time together, sharing secrets, introducing you to friends. That emotional push and pull gives him all the benefits of a committed relationship. Without any accountability, this setup keeps you emotionally invested and undervalued. If you accept it, you become optional. And if you push for more, he points to his earlier disclaimer and makes you feel unreasonable. If you walk away, you wonder if you quit too soon. When someone truly wants you, there's clarity. There's an alignment between words and actions. People who keep you in limbo usually know exactly what they want. They just prefer the freedom of keeping you available without fully committing. This is the quietest, most soul-crushing line. Saying you've changed with disappointment is a demand that you stop growing. It's a signal that he loved a smaller version of you, one more convenient for him, and now feels threatened by your evolution, growth, boundaries, and confidence. Make a healthy relationship stronger. A partner who fears your development loved the version of you that served him best, not the person you're becoming. When you're told you've changed like it's a problem, the invitation is to shrink, to come back to being smaller, to stop pursuing your goals, to silence parts of yourself. That's not love. That's possession. A true partner champions your growth. They celebrate who you become. Now that you know these 5 phrases, what do you do with the knowledge? First, pay attention to how you feel after conversations. Do you feel energized, or drained, seen, or diminished, encouraged, or pressured to be less yourself? Your body keeps score. Trust those gut instincts. If something feels off in the early days of getting to know someone, it probably is. If you find yourself explaining away behavior or changing who you are to avoid conflict, that's important information about the relationship you're creating. Walking away is not mean. It's self-respect. Staying to fix someone who isn't willing to change is choosing scarcity over possibility. Every minute you spend convincing someone to treat you well is a minute you aren't available for someone who already would. Your boundaries are not walls. They're gates. They allow the right people in. When you clearly declare what you need, you teach others how to love you. Those who resist your boundaries aren't your people. Those who honor them are. Finally, remember this. You are not responsible for healing others. You are not obligated to stay in situations that diminish you. Your job is to be honest with yourself, to honor your needs, and to create a life aligned with your values. The love you want is looking for you, but it can only find you when you stop settling. When you stand firm, the right people who celebrate your growth will show up. When they do, choosing you will feel easy, natural, and right. So the next time one of these 5 phrases comes up, listen carefully. Your safety, emotional and energetic, depends on it.